Mr. Mayor, members of the council, it's a pleasure to be here this evening. My name is Jeff Jones. I'm the Economic Development Specialist for the City of Moscow, and then the other hat that I wear is the Executive Director of the Moscow Urban Renewal Agency. The agency profile, the agency was organized by the Moscow City Council in 1995 pursuant to state code in accordance with the Urban Renewal Law. The agency acts as an arm of the Idaho state government, entirely separate and distinct from the City of Moscow. The purpose of the agency is to undertake urban renewal projects in areas designated by the City of Moscow to be deteriorating and to undertake this rehabilitation, conservation, redevelopment, or a combination thereof in the interest of public health, safety, morals, or welfare of the residents of the City of Moscow. The agency is comprised of 7 commissioners appointed by the mayor and confirmed by the City Council with terms as specified by the mayor as authorized by Moscow City Council Resolution 2008-17. Membership is constituted as follows: 2 members of the Moscow City Council, 1 member of the Latah County Commission, and 4 members from the citizenry at large. Terms are staggered in such a fashion that no more than 3 expire in any given year. The chairperson is the chief presiding officer of the agency. The chair executes all deeds, bonds, contracts, and other legal documents authorized by the commission. Some of the chair's duties may be delegated by the Board of Commission to the agency's half-time executive director, who oversees the day-to-day operations of the agency and carries out the policies of the board. The current board consists of John McCabe, chairman, Steve McGeehan, vice chairman, Brandy Sullivan, secretary, Dave McGraw, commissioner, Steve Drown, commissioner, John Weber, commissioner, and Art Becky, commissioner. Staff support is myself, Don Palmer, our treasurer, Gary Riedner, Stephanie Claus, Joelle Denublio, accounting specialist, Jim Piffner, and our legal counsel is Ryan Armbruster from Elam and Burke in Boise. How are districts created? Well, the City of Moscow is responsible for defining the geographic boundaries and the legal creation of all urban renewal districts within the city. The Alturas Technology Park District was created in 1995, and the Legacy Crossing District was created in 2008. The agency's activities within these districts are directed by specific urban renewal plans adopted by the Moscow City Council. The agency provides funding for these efforts through the use of tax incremental financing. This is an example of how tax increment financing works. When a district is created, the assessed valuation is frozen to all the taxing districts in the project area. The base value is frozen, and then as improvements and values are added to the district, then those dollars are then channeled to the Urban Renewal Agency, who in turn uses those dollars to finance projects that are eligible under the plan. There are 3 approaches to project finance. There's pay-as-you-go, TIF debt financing, bond sale, and owner participation agreements. Pay-as-you-go, revenue is invested as it is collected. An example would be a community that collects $50,000. An annual TIF would either undertake a small project that costs $50,000 or accumulate enough annual TIF collection until it had funds to support a larger project. That approach is simple and straightforward, but improvements occur much more slowly because investment in any year is limited to current or accumulated TIF revenue. TIF debt financing. TIF revenue is used to borrow funds, bond sale, to make large upfront investments, helping to accelerate new private development. It's more complicated and costly to execute than pay-as-you-go financing, but facilitates larger scale infrastructure investments more quickly. Owner participation agreements are where private developers or companies front the costs for new public infrastructure and are repaid out of future TIF revenues. The agency revenues, in this table, you can see that under Alturas Technology Park, we had approximately $323,000 budgeted. Actual was $394,000. We had an excess of $70,000. We do try to budget conservatively within the districts. Under property tax under Legacy Crossing, we budgeted $126,725. The actual came in significantly lower at 97,548, and that was a result of a tax increment calculation error relating to software provided by the Idaho State Tax Commission to the Latah County Assessor. Once we learned of that particular error, then the agency immediately put in policies to limit spending so that we did not exceed our actual annual budget. Expenditure trends, you can see that capital outlay jumped in 2010 with the acquisition of the 6th and Jackson property. Since that time, you can see that it's dropped significantly with some improvements that were made in 2012 through 2013. Operating expenditures have remained relatively the same, and debt service continues to go down. The 5-year long-term debt trend, as we move closer to closing the Alturas Technology Park District in 2015, then you'll see this trend continue. There are 2 districts, Legacy Crossing and Alturas Technology Park. The Alturas Technology Park revenue allocation area takes in 62.1 acres. The project area is Phase 1 was 7.37 acres and was established in 1996. Phase 2, 6.34 acres, was established in 2005. The Mura is a property owner in the district. The district will close in 2015. The RTO zone, which is a research and technology zone, provides for those types of companies. There are currently 110 highly skilled jobs, average wage of approximately $50,000. Some of the high-tech companies are Alturas Analytics, Comtech HA, Anatech Labs, and BioTracking. Some of the highlights in this last year, the Mura prepaid the City of Moscow $27,000 that were used to construct ADA-compliant pedestrian drops throughout Alturas Technology Park. Public sewer extension, the Mura prepaid the City of Moscow $42,410 that was used to construct and install 220 feet of sanitary sewer pipe along with associated asphalt patching and resurfacing work from Alturas Drive to Mountain View Road. Public sewer easement, the Mura entered into an agreement with Thompson Development LLC, Eckerd Properties LLC, and the City of Moscow to provide a 20-foot easement for public sanitary sewer service in exchange for the abandonment of a private 10-foot easement. The abandonment of the private easement significantly improves the agency's ability to market the remaining lots, and the new public easement provides expansion opportunities to adjacent landowners. Some of the other highlights include the Mura began to review the CC&Rs and land use tables for both Phase 1 and Phase 2 within the Alturas Technology Park. RFP was prepared for the commercial brokerage services, and we now have a contract in place with Palouse Commercial for the 6 remaining lots. And ongoing maintenance, the Mura continues to provide maintenance for the entryway, sign, light, and other infrastructure as necessary. What's next? As we want to continue to aggressively market the remaining 6 lots for sale, update the CC&Rs for Phase 2 within the Alturas Technology Park, and prepare the necessary closeout plan in support of the planned termination of the district in 2015, and continue to provide ongoing maintenance as necessary. Legacy Crossing District is approximately 163 acres in size. The Mura is also a property owner in that district. It's a future mixed-use area, strong town and gown linkage between the University of Idaho and Moscow's downtown. Some of the challenges within that district: incompatible uses, infrastructure deficits, poor circulation, and brownfield properties. Some of the highlights for the past year: the agency and the City of Moscow made application, were awarded an EPA cleanup grant in the amount of $115,317 to be used towards the remediation and mitigation of the Mura-owned property at 6th and Jackson. The Idaho Smart Growth Award, the City of Moscow and Mura were honored as a Grow Smart Award recipient by Idaho Smart Growth. The award was given to recognize the public policy and planning endeavors the City and Mura have accomplished with adoption of the Moscow City Council of the zoning district, the overlay and design guidelines in June of 2012. EMSI's relocation into Legacy Crossing, approximately 90 employees, average salary of $47,800. EPA Brownfield Assessment Grant, the Bureau has completed additional Phase 2 environmental assessment work and draft analysis of brownfield cleanup alternatives, or APCA, for the Muir-owned property at 6th and Jackson. What's next? The agency will enter into the Idaho Department of Environmental Quality's voluntary compliance program to facilitate the cleanup of the Mira-owned 6th and Jackson property, prepare and issue a request for proposal for an environmental contractor to oversee the cleanup of the 6th and Jackson property, resolve the tax increment error between the Mira and Latah County by the second quarter of 2014. That is pretty much completed. Continue to enter into owner participation agreements for eligible projects within the district as they present themselves. Potential legislation this year before the House Bill 573, sponsored by Representative Rick Youngblood, Republican Nampa, and Representative Robert Andrist from Nampa. The bill would add 2 new sections to the Urban Renewal Law and Idaho Code to require majority voter approval for any project involving the construction of a city hall or library with a cost of $1 million or more, if at least half the total project cost is to be paid with revenue allocation revenues. The voting requirement would not apply to any project where more than $10,000 in project costs have been incurred prior to July 1st, 2014. House Bill 574, sponsored by Representative Malik from Coeur d'Alene. The bill would amend the definition of project costs in Idaho Code 502903 to provide the costs of a city, county, or taxing district in connection with an urban renewal project may be reimbursed by the Urban Renewal Agency. The Redevelopment Association of Idaho, of which the Moscow Urban Renewal Agency is a member, provided testimony on these 2 bills, asked that the bills be held in committee. The bills were also opposed by the Idaho Association of Cities. Both bills are awaiting hearing, were approved by the House, and are awaiting hearing in Senate Local Government and Taxation Committee. Questions?
Questions? John, you're on that. You're one of the members on that.
Yeah, I was actually, when it came my turn to speak, at the end of the meeting, he took care of it for me. It is laid it out very well, Jeff. We are moving along both with the original project that we had, plus the other project is moving. The only real bump we had was the problem with the assessed value, and that is being taken care of. Like you said, at sometime at the end of the second quarter, it will be all taken care of, and we'll be able to move forward. I think some of the things that we're going to be dealing with a lot is going to be the new CC&Rs that we have yet to spend a lot of time with, but we're going to be working through those. And then real glad that we've signed a agreement with a commercial real estate. Signs are up. We get a monthly report. So all in all, you're never really happy unless you have sold the last lot, but we're moving along quite well, and most of that is due to you, and I thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hey, John. Art, you're on that commission as well.
The amount that I've got to say shrinks exponentially each time these guys says something, so I don't really have anything to add other than I'm really happy to see that we have some of the lot sales in commercial hands to more aggressively market those last lots, and I'm glad to see that.
Good. Tom?
I served on the URA board for quite a while in the past few years, and I'm glad to see that the contract's been signed to try to market those last 6 lots. It's good news to my ears, and hoping to see some fun things happen on the corner of 6th and Jackson as well in the near future. So hopefully that'll move forward as also. Thanks for all your good work on that. And it sounds like the legislation in Boise is not nearly as threatening to urban renewal agencies as it has been in past years. So that's possibly an encouraging sign.
Okay,